Greetings and welcome to another Indie Game of the Week here at Words About Games, a weekly series of videos where we take a look at an upcoming indie game that's caught our attention, shine a spotlight on it, and talk a little bit about why it looks potentially awesome. As always, if you're intrigued by the game we're talking about, you can find a full suite of links to learn more in the description below the video. Today, we're taking a look at Dark Devotion. Dark Devotion is a 2D RPG with Metroidvania elements that will task players with exploring a mysterious fallen temple, one which is interested in only one thing: killing you as brutally as possible. According to the game's store description, every encounter in Dark Devotion will challenge your fortitude, piety, and conviction as you dive deeper and deeper into the temple, attempting to discover its secrets and not get smashed to bits by the current inhabitants. What caught my eye initially about Dark Devotion is how much this looks exactly like my kind of game. 2D action RPG? Check. Metroidvania? Check. Challenging difficulty that requires precision in combat? Check. Very pretty pixel art style? Check, check, check. Digging underneath the surface of seeing a few screenshots, however, there's actually a lot that looks impressive about this game. So much so that it's actually hard to know where to start. From the GIFs and trailers that the game shows off on its official website, combat looks like it requires precision and skill to be successful. It looks fairly standard for a game of this nature. The protagonist has a weapon, a shield, and a dodge, and will need to learn enemy attack patterns and make careful use of all of their abilities in order to not get crushed by an oncoming enemy. Where this game seems to stand out is in its loot system. It looks like there is quite a large variety of weapons available in Dark Devotion, with each GIF on the official website seemingly showing a different weapon being used by the protagonist. An array of weapons, armor, and relics exist to boost your character, and each has their own stats. Apparently, you'll not only need to equip yourself based on your own preferred playstyle, but also adapt depending on the enemy you're facing. What this says to me is that this game will use its loot system to create highly strategic battles. Different enemies may require different tactics, which will help ensure the combat doesn't become repetitively mashing the same attacks or performing the same basic actions. Instead, you'll have to think about what weapons you have and how best to put them to use. If this combat system is as good to play as it looks in trailers, then the additional layer of gear-based tactical gameplay could push it over the top. Further still adding to this is a system of blessings and curses, which seem to be tied to actions you take during the game. Apparently your god will always be watching, and may choose to bless you for particularly brave or skillful acts. Similarly, the temple itself stands ready to punish you for lacking courage or temperance, so it certainly seems as though you'll have to be mindful of the choices you make as you progress deeper into the game. Exploration is another area where Dark Devotion sounds really good. The game's store page lists Metroidvania as one of its tags, but by its description, it seems to have more than that. There are multiple paths in Dark Devotion, and it seems as though choosing where to go might be a bit more complex than simply picking between left and right. For starters, it seems as though faith in Dark Devotion is actually a currency that can be spent on unlocking secret paths and special chests, which could potentially unlock alternate routes. There are 4 worlds for players to explore, and each world has several different paths through it, with all of them being interconnected in some way. The only thing that seems concrete about travelling these paths is that there is no turning back once you're on one, though it certainly looks as though it's possible to find branches or forks in the road. Dark Devotion certainly sounds like a game it's easy to get lost in, but also one where it's easy to get sucked into exploring a very mysterious and intriguing world, and uncovering its various different secrets certainly sounds like it could be incredibly compelling.
For as long as we could remember, this is how it has always been. Devoid of morality. No sacrifice being too great to praise their god. Devotion is taught through suffering. Fearfulness and the obfuscation of knowledge are the foundation. to resist it will pay the heaviest price. In that den of iniquity, all of them will congregate, holding on to their hope and their faith, drawn to the divine light like moths. Sinners will relentlessly advance, and all shall meet the same end.